I met Gio at San Jose State. We had a class together of an elective course, and I noticed he would always sit in front of me. He was really cute, and we had our teacher assign us like a show and tell.
Like a project where you came in and you had to share a talent, or I think you had to share something of like your heritage or something that was important to you.
Yeah, I brought in my guitar and I played for the class, even though I hate playing for other people. Gio was in the front row. He sat in the front row, so it felt like I was playing just for him. And as soon as the show and tell was over, I actually asked him out, and I gathered all my courage and I asked him if he had any other classes afterwards, and he had said no. So I asked him if he wanted to have lunch with me.
Right. There was a little caveat to this though, because that particular day after class I had to see the teacher. She seemed to like my artwork, so she wanted to assign a special project that she needed my help with. So I had intended to see the instructor that afternoon, and Irina decided to stick around with me. So we were assigned this project together, and it ended up kind of being an artistic project and gave us a reason to continue hanging out outside of class.
Our lunch was kind of funny because we ended up going to the cafeteria and we just picked up, whatever was there. I don't remember what you got. I got what I thought was these like snap peas or green beans,
right.
but it ended up being edamame, and that was the first time I had eaten that. And as I'm chewing on this edamame, I realized it was not at all what I thought it was. And I ended up just embarrassingly just spitting it all over his shoes. And I just turned bright red, and Gio just started cracking up.
It wasn't that bad, but
it was pretty bad. I spit it on your feet.
It was pretty bad.
I think that's when you kind of knew that I was...
This is the girl for me.
After that lunch, we had that project that we needed to work on together, so it gave us a really good excuse to see each other after class. And Gio had a studio right off campus, so after school we would just walk there to his place and start working on this project, and we were just painting together, and we had music going, and we'd have food, and we just kind of, got to know each other like really, really slowly, and it just kind of started out like as a friendship at first. I don't think we both were looking for anything serious, and it was just someone that I felt comfortable with and someone that I trusted, and so we just kind of built this foundation over time.
I was kind of at a loss because we didn't have a reason to see each other after class anymore when the project was actually done. Now it was my turn to ask her out on a date because I couldn't say, hey, we got to go work on that project, so
yeah.
You had better come over. I had always enjoyed tea, and we had often drank tea at
That's right.
my apartment, so we decided to going over to PF Chang's, which was right by campus, and just sharing edamame and some tea.
After I learned to love it, after I knew what edamame was.
Yeah, so it took some time. I taught her about edamame, and it kind of became a funny theme in our relationship to always kind of have edamame everywhere. For our birthdays in June, Irina and I decided to go to San Francisco and spend the day at Pier 39. It's actually her idea.
Yeah, I wanted to take him on a nice birthday outing, so we drove to San Francisco and we had a fun day there and had some food and went on a little boat ride, and then at sunset we made our way to the beach and just kind of watched the sun go down, and that's when we said our first I love yous to each other.
It started with me not wanting to say I love you first, because I told myself I wouldn't be the first one to say it, but I ended up caving in and saying I love you.
Yeah, I said it back, of course, and I think that was the day that we became official.
Mm-hmm. I had decided that I was very serious about a future with Irina, probably about 8 months to a year before actually proposing to her. Finally worked up the courage to ask her dad if I could have his permission to marry her, and he said no.
Multiple times.
Multiple times.
He was kidding.
Yeah.
He was totally kidding.
He was kidding. Finally, I got a yes from him and his wife. I made some plans to propose to Irina on what was going to be a surprise. So there were a lot of crossover sessions between our families. So I needed to come up with a reason that everyone would be there. And our family does a fairly extravagant 4th of July party every year in Morro Bay. And so this was the year when I finally had a good reason to get her parents to come down for the party. They'd come previously, but this was obviously a good reason to come.
I mean, they'd been before to a 4th of July party, so they were just, coming to this annual event that his family hosts, and I had no idea it was coming. I really was blindsided. We were just busy doing chores and getting ready for the party, so I hadn't seen him the entire day. And then he grabbed me and said, do you want to, just grab some drinks and unwind? And I was hesitant because I said, my parents are coming any minute. We're not going to have enough time. Gio's like, no, we'll have enough time. It's okay. So we went and we got a little golf cart. We drove that down to the Morro Bay Rock.
So we decided to go for a walk on the breakwater.
And we were just kind of reminiscing because we had been there 4 years ago and just kind of exploring, and we were just kind of talking about that. And he took me all the way to like the water's edge, got down on one knee and asked me to marry him. I think I just didn't say anything for like the longest time. I think I was like really shocked.
Yeah, you were pretty shocked. It was pretty dramatic.
It was, yeah.
There was
with
ocean waves and sea mist spraying in the air. Pretty proud of how I did this. Yeah.
I started crying and I said yes. And his sister-in-law was, taking photos, and I saw her in the background and waving like, welcome to the family. And that's when I lost it because I knew the gravity of what that meant. I wasn't just going to be marrying him, but I was going to be marrying into his family. He drove the golf cart back up and his whole family was there waiting for us because they knew exactly what was happening. And at that moment, I saw my brother pull up, and Gio knows how much I love my brother. And when I saw him open the door, I just lost it, and I started crying and just gave him a big hug. And my parents were there too, waiting for us. And then we all went out to a restaurant and we just had a nice family dinner, and it was just the most perfect day. I think it's kind of hard to put into words what I love about Gio. I think the thing that I noticed most about him was how easy he is to be around. And I mean, it was just so natural and easy, and it was just kind of like taking a breath of fresh air every time. We never had to force anything. It was just so natural, and I just love that about him. We can be serious, we can be playful, and it's just always been really easy. I've always dreamt for that easy kind of love.
Go hand in hand, the reasons that I love and I'm excited to marry Irina. The day I really became interested, I could tell there was something just that was special about her, and it's really been difficult to put a finger on what that was, but I can say so now that it's really that she's such a easy person to be around. In my mind, she embodies innocence that not a lot of people have anymore. She's my partner in really everything and kind of my personal cheerleader. Those are just the little gems. I've never felt this way about anyone because it's hard to, I don't really know, it's hard to describe.
He's just so loving. He really cares so much about his family, and family is so important to me. I really love his mind. He has, just a complex, deep mind. He's kind of an old soul, and he challenges me with all of my ideas. I'll be talking about something and his idea will challenge mine, but in a good way. It just kind of makes me grow. He's opened my eyes to so many different things, and I've learned and grown so much around him, and we've grown so much together as a couple.
It's someone that I'm comfortable with in every aspect. We could be doing the most miserable vacation and still be super stoked that we're doing it together, and it's all about sharing experiences.
He's always just very supportive of anything that I'm doing. We're just teammates. He's always on my side, and I feel like he always has my back, and I like to feel that I have his back too. What makes me so confident in the both of us going forward is that we have that friendship that we built that foundation on, and I think more than anything, that's what's important, is that friendship between us, and that'll always be there, and that just keeps growing and growing.
The reason I'm excited to marry Irina is because this is the best experience that we'll ever get. We get to share our life together, and I know that it's going to be an easy one because she's so easy to be around.
I love you so much, Gio, and I can't wait to marry you and to be your wife and to grow old with you, and I just love you so much.
Irina, I love you so much. I cannot wait to get married and I cannot wait for the day when I see you walking towards me and you're in that wedding dress, walking to be my wife.